Something is happening in a region of space that no one can fully explain. Something so deeply unsettling that agencies around the world have quietly stopped talking about it. For years, whispers hinted at strange gravitational shifts and impossible temperature patterns far beyond the Kuiper belt. But now, the data has become undeniable. And the people analyzing it? They're terrified, because this isn't just another cosmic anomaly. This is a place where the laws of physics, our most sacred rules of reality, no longer seem to apply. And if the universe has a place where everything breaks, what does that say about everything else we thought we knew? At first, scientists tried to keep these observations classified, burying them in encrypted reports, redacting coordinates, and pretending the signals didn't exist. But leaks started slipping out, tiny bits of information shared by astronomers who couldn't sleep after what they saw. The anomalies were too strange, too precise, too impossible, and then came the question no one wanted to ask. What if this isn't just a glitch in the cosmos, but a sign that something is happening to the universe itself? The first warning appeared in what should have been a cold, dead region of space, one of the quietest places ever mapped. A place where temperature shouldn't fluctuate at all. And yet, instruments detected sudden spikes of heat, followed instantly by drops colder than intergalactic space. These weren't random, they repeated every 11 minutes. Like a heartbeat, like something alive. But how can something alive exist in a region where even atoms struggle to hold themselves together? Then the gravitational readings started acting up. At first, it looked like noise, static interference, maybe a malfunction. But as the days passed, the pattern became too clear. Something was bending gravity in ways we've never seen. Not like a black hole pulling things inward. Not like a star's mass shaping spacetime. This was different. This was gravity misbehaving, reversing, twisting, fluctuating as if responding to some invisible trigger. How do you explain gravity stopping for a moment and then snapping back into place? How do you explain an entire area of space where mass seems negotiable? Every scientist who saw those readings asked the same silent question. What could do this? What could rewrite the fabric of reality itself? NASA, ESA, and the Chinese National Space Administration all launched quiet investigations. No press releases, no public statements, just silent urgency. And yet, as more telescopes pointed toward the anomaly, something horrifying became clear. The region was expanding. Slowly, but definitely, a bubble of broken physics growing outward, swallowing space that once behaved normally. If it keeps expanding, what happens at the edge? What happens when it reaches us? Observatories began detecting distortions, shimmering waves passing through the anomaly, like heat mirages in a desert. But there shouldn't be heat. There shouldn't be waves. Light itself moves strangely there, bending in unpredictable patterns like it's struggling to decide which direction to travel. Some wavelengths vanish entirely, as if the region is eating information. Think about that for a second. Light doesn't just disappear. Something has to take it. One researcher described it anonymously. It's like the universe has a wound that keeps opening wider. When asked what caused the wound, they simply said, either something broke the rules, or something is rewriting them. But that was just the beginning. Because when they ran a thermal analysis of the anomaly, the results pushed scientists into full-blown panic. Sensors measured temperatures that didn't make sense, heat levels higher than fusion reactions, existing right next to pockets colder than absolute zero. Not near zero, below zero. That's physically impossible. Every rule says absolute zero is the coldest anything can be. But there it was, a reading colder than the law of thermodynamics allows. And if thermodynamics can be shattered, what else can crack? The first leaked video came from a deep space probe that passed close to the region. For the first 20 minutes, the footage looked normal. Stars, darkness, background radiation. But then, the data feed glitched. Space in front of the probe seemed to ripple like fabric caught in the wind. For a moment, stars stretched, elongating into thin lines, then snapping back instantly. Imagine the sky itself being pulled like rubber. Astronomers reviewing the footage reportedly left their stations shaking, some refusing to continue. One frame, just one, showed something even stranger. A shadow that had no source. A dark shape moving across a region that should have been illuminated. But there was nothing there to cast it. No object, no star, just a moving darkness, a hole in reality. How does a shadow exist without light being blocked? Some now believe that the anomaly is not just breaking physics, it's swallowing them. Over the next months, observatories on Earth noticed something terrifying. Instruments aimed near the anomaly began registering time delays. Signals took longer to return. But not because of distance. Because time itself appeared to slow down in that region. Clocks running milliseconds behind, then full seconds, then, at one point, nearly an entire minute. The idea that time can stretch and compress is not new. We know gravity affects it. But this wasn't gravity. This was something else manipulating time as if it were elastic. If time can change, then nothing we measure is safe. Nothing we predict is reliable. And everything we think about the universe becomes uncertain. A team from the University of Tokyo released a private memo describing the region as a pocket of altered space-time where familiar physical laws are temporarily suspended. But the memo ended with one chilling line. If the anomaly reaches a critical threshold, we may witness the first recorded structural failure of the universe. The phrase, structural failure of the universe, spread among scientists like a forbidden rumor. What would that even look like? Would reality tear? Would planets vanish? Would atoms dissolve? No one knows. And that's the most terrifying part. Telescopes with infrared capability detected something even more disturbing. Heat signatures moving within the anomaly. They weren't random, they moved with patterns, like trails, routes, as if something inside the region was traveling. Some kind of presence? Some kind of object affected by the same broken physics? Or something causing them? Nobody knows. Because every probe sent deeper into the anomaly either loses connection or returns data so corrupted it's unreadable. It's as if something inside the region doesn't want to be observed. Or worse, something inside is interfering with the world outside. The gravitational anomalies intensified. Waves of compressed gravity rippled outward from the center like pulses. Those pulses reached several distant spacecraft, and every single one reported unexplained system resets. It's impossible for gravity to cause a computer to restart. And yet, it happened. More than once. Some are now asking, is the anomaly a natural cosmic event, or is it something artificial? Designed? Constructed? Because if something can control gravity and temperature on that scale, then it is far beyond our current understanding of physics. One astrophysicist said, it's like watching the universe glitch. Like reality is running on software, and someone just hacked it. And the more they studied it, the more impossible things appeared. Planets near the anomaly showed orbital drift, but not away from it. Toward it, as if the anomaly has a kind of pull. But not gravitational pull, something else, something that tugs on matter itself. If that's true, what does it want? Space agencies began classifying the region as unstable, then high risk, then finally restricted. Coordinates were removed from star maps. Probes were redirected, research papers were buried, everything pointed to one thing. They are trying to keep this quiet. But why? What do they know that we don't? As the anomaly grows, it's becoming harder for them to hide. Amateur astronomers have started noticing star flickering near its boundary, stars. Stars flicker because their light is being bent, twisted, delayed. It's like the region eats the path of photons one by one. How is that possible? How can a place take the direction out of light? And if light can get lost, what else can? But the strangest discovery came when researchers pointed a neutrino detector toward the anomaly. They expected nothing. Neutrinos barely interact with matter. They pass through planets, stars, even you, without slowing down. They are the universe's introverts, always present, never noticed. But as soon as the detector focused on the anomaly, the readings changed dramatically. Neutrinos weren't passing through, they were stopping. Think about that for a moment. A particle that doesn't stop for anything was being halted. Something inside that region was absorbing neutrinos like a sponge absorbs water. And it wasn't random, it happened in pulses, a rhythm, a cycle, as if the region was breathing. As if something inside needed energy that only neutrinos could provide. But what kind of thing eats the universe's least interactive particle? What kind of object survives inside a zone where physics collapses? No one has an answer. No one wants to guess. Then came the thermal bloom, the one that forced agencies worldwide into emergency meetings. Telescopes recorded a sudden temperature explosion inside the anomaly, a spike so fast and so violent that every monitoring system overloaded at the same time. For a full 6 seconds, the region burned hotter than the core of a star. Then, immediately, it froze. Not cooled, froze, into temperatures colder than anything ever measured. A thermal swing that extreme should destroy everything in its vicinity. But it didn't, which leads to the terrifying question. Is the anomaly stable because something inside it is keeping it stable? After that event, probes stopped returning data altogether. Not because they were destroyed, but because the signals they sent back were scrambled into patterns resembling language. Not human language, not code, but something structured, something repeated, something that felt intentional. Analysts tried decoding the sequences, but every attempt failed. What they found instead was even stranger. Some of the scrambled data matched wave patterns inside the anomaly. It was as if the region itself was responding, as if it had heard the probes and replied. That's when the whispers began, private conversations between scientists, classified chats between agencies, encrypted emails full of fear. What if this isn't a place? What if this is something alive? But that idea was too terrifying to accept. Because if the region is alive, then it is alive in a way nothing in our universe should be. It bends gravity, it devours neutrinos, it alters time, it manipulates temperature, it changes the path of light. Every trait is beyond biological, beyond mechanical, beyond anything. It's something else. Then, astronomers from Chile recorded a gravitational event that shattered everything we knew. A ripple, small but unmistakable, passed through the anomaly and hit a distant star system. Not destructive, not violent, but measured, targeted, like a tap, a knock, as if the anomaly was testing the universe around it. And then, something unbelievable happened. The star responded. Its brightness flickered in a repeating pattern, 5 flashes, pause, 5 flashes, pause. Exactly the same rhythm as the neutrino pulses inside the anomaly. 2 cosmic objects, one normal, one impossible, communicating, whispering across void. This discovery never reached the public. It was buried instantly, but even buried secrets leak eventually. A scientist involved described it anonymously. It felt like we were watching a conversation between something that should exist, and something that absolutely shouldn't. If the anomaly is communicating with the universe, what else might it do? And then, for the first time in history, the anomaly shifted. Not expanded, not pulsed, not rippled, shifted, moved, only a fraction of a degree. Only a tiny angular change. But it moved, like adjusting its position, like turning to look at something. The timing couldn't have been worse. It happened minutes after a long-range probe attempted to map its center. The probe sent one final signal, half scrambled, half intact. The last readable line said, "Something is in," and then nothing. The probe vanished from every tracking system simultaneously. Not destroyed, removed, erased, as if it had been plucked out of reality altogether. This is the moment when agencies stopped pretending. When denials became impossible, when the anomaly went from curiosity to existential threat. If it can move, if it can communicate, if it can erase matter from existence, then it is not a passive region. It is not a broken piece of the universe. It is active, and now, the expansion rate has increased. Slowly, quietly, relentlessly, but it is increasing. Researchers describe the boundary of the anomaly as a membrane, the place where physics breaks first. At the membrane, atoms stretch, light hesitates, time bends, but inside, the rules aren't just broken. They're rewritten, and rewritten again, constantly, which implies something horrifying. The anomaly might be learning, or adapting, or evolving. One theory, never published, never acknowledged, suggests that the anomaly could be the early stage of a cosmic organism. A life form made not of matter, but of spacetime itself. A being that exists only where physics begins to collapse, because collapse is what it feeds on. If that's true, then what happens when it grows large enough to reach stars? Or galaxies? Or our solar system? Another theory is even worse. Some researchers believe the anomaly might be a tear, an opening, into another reality. A dimension where physics is different. And the expansion we're seeing? Not growth, but leakage, a slow merging of 2 incompatible universes. If the physics of that world spills into ours, the result would be catastrophic. Matter could dissolve, forces could destabilize, even time could fracture. If timelines fracture, what happens to us? Remember the shadow with no source? The one captured by the probe? More shadows have appeared now. Multiple, moving independently, not objects, not creatures, but distortions, absences, like holes in existence that drift with purpose. If the anomaly is a doorway, what is trying to come through? Agencies have tried sending signals into the anomaly. Radio waves, pulsars, X-ray bursts. Every signal disappears without reflection. Except one. A single encoded transmission, transmitted at an extremely low frequency, came back altered. Slower, stretched, as if the message had traveled through something thick, viscous. And embedded within the distortion was a pattern, one that analysts compared to human-eeg brainwaves. It looked conscious. Whatever is inside the anomaly didn't just receive the signal. It processed it, it understood, and it answered. After that moment, everything changed. Scientists stopped trying to explain it publicly. They began avoiding direct commentary. Institutions withdrew proposals. Observatories quietly recalibrated their instruments away from the region. No one wants to admit the truth. They're scared of what they found. But the anomaly doesn't care about silence. It keeps expanding. Stars behind it vanish, not because they die, but because their light can't escape the distortion. In a sense, the anomaly is eating the sky, and the expansion has reached a new milestone. It now affects dark matter distribution. Dark matter, the invisible glue holding galaxies together, is shifting near the boundary. That shouldn't be possible. Dark matter doesn't react to anything except gravity. But near the anomaly, its shape bends, twists, warps, as if pulled by an unseen hand. If something can control dark matter, it can control galaxies. And the ultimate question becomes unavoidable. What if the anomaly isn't breaking physics? What if it is revealing the true physics, and we are the ones who misunderstood the universe all along? If that's true, then everything, our laws, our principles, our constants, are just approximations. Shadows on a wall, and the anomaly is the first crack showing us what lies beyond the illusion. Astronomers now monitor the region constantly, even if they deny it. They have to, because last month, an impossible event occurred. A star near the anomaly began aging in reverse. Imagine watching a red giant shrink back into a yellow star, then into a white-hot young one, then into something resembling its form billions of years ago. Not slowly, not over eons, but over days, as if time was moving backward for the star alone. What force can make time flow in reverse for one object and not the others around it? If the anomaly can control time, then the future of anything near it becomes unpredictable. Maybe even erasable. Today, the region is almost 19% larger than when it was first detected. Scientists fear what happens when it reaches a critical point, when its influence becomes strong enough to interact with larger cosmic structures. Galaxies, clusters, or the cosmic web itself. If the cosmic web fractures, what remains? In private, some researchers have admitted the unthinkable. If the anomaly keeps expanding, we may be witnessing not a cosmic event, but the beginning of a universal reset. A reset, a system reboot, a rewrite of existence. If something has the power to rewrite reality, who, or what, is holding the pen? And the final, chilling question: is this anomaly coming toward us by chance, or by choice?